All right, lesson 9.6, we're going to be finding the surface area and the volume of a sphere. And this is our last lesson in chapter 9. We have been discussing volume and surface area, and this is going to be the end of chapter 9. All right, let's take a look at our warm-up. Find the area of a circle with a 6 centimeter radius. Okay, finding the area of a circle is pi r squared. So if the radius is 6, that's going to be pi times 6 squared. Round it to the tens place and you get 113.1. It is area, so that will be square centimeters. All right, number 2, find the volume of a cylinder with a circle, with the circle from number 1 as the base and a height of 5 centimeters. Okay, so now to find the volume of a cylinder, I need pi r squared times height. Okay, so I know pi. I know my radius is going to be 6, and then times, it tells me my height is 5. So when I multiply that, I get 565.5, says centimeters, and this is volume, so that's cubic centimeters, because that's volume. Okay, our very last thing here is going to be talking about a sphere. A sphere is the last of the three-dimensional shapes that we will find the surface area and volume of. Think of a sphere as a three-dimensional circle, okay? A sphere, the set of all points in three-dimensional space, which are equidistant from a point, okay? The radius has an end point on the sphere, and the other end point is the center. So basically, you have your center of your sphere, your radius would go anywhere, all the way around in all directions, okay? That would basically be, you have a lot of radii, okay? The diameter must contain the center, okay? So in other words, as it's going through there for the diameter, it must go through the center. You'd have quite a few of them, but it would need to go through the center. Okay, now, a great circle, this is a definition here of something new, is a cross-section of a sphere that contains a diameter. Now, we kind of talked about cross-section. I told you guys it was like taking a slice out of something, okay? A great circle is the largest circle cross-section in a sphere. The circumference of a sphere is the circumference of a great circle. And then every great circle divides a sphere into 2 congruent hemispheres. So in other words, when you have half, that's called a hemisphere. I think you probably already knew that, or at least I would hope that you did. Okay, so for the surface area of a sphere, here is your formula that you will follow. You will multiply 4 times pi r squared. Okay, so it's very similar to finding the area, but then you're also multiplying it times 4. Okay, so for example number 1, find the surface area of a sphere with a radius of 14 feet. So you would multiply 4 times pi times your radius squared, so that would be 14 squared, and multiply those out, round it to the nearest tenth, and you get 2,463, and this is surface area, so that will be square feet. Okay, example number 2. Find the surface area of the figure below. Now remember, you're multiplying 4 times pi r squared. So you would do 4 times pi times 6 squared. And then round that to the tenths place. You would get 452.4, It is surface area, so that is square centimeters. All right, last one. Find the surface area of a sphere with a diameter of 18. Remember, your formula is 4 pi r squared. So I need my radius, which is going to be half of that. So my radius is 9. So you'll multiply 4 times pi times 9 squared. Round that to the 10th place, and you'll get 1017.9 square centimeters. All right, now let's talk about volume. When you find the volume, here is your formula. 4/3 times pi r cubed. Okay, now you'll have to take a look at your calculator because you want to be sure that you put 3 as your exponent. Okay, so you'd multiply 4/3 times pi times whatever your radius is, and that will be cubed. So for example, 4, let's work 1. My radius is 9. So I would multiply 4/3 times pi times 9 cubed. Okay, multiply that out, round it to the tenths, and you get 3053.6. It does say meters, so that's going to be cubic meters because this is volume. Okay, number 5. Find the volume of the sphere. Now this gives me the diameter of 45. I need half of that, so my radius is going to be 22.5. And my formula again is 4/3 times pi times my radius, 22.5 cubed. So when you multiply that out, be very careful, and then round it to the 10th place, and you will get 47,712.9. Let's see, that's centimeters, so it's cubic centimeters. Okay, and number 6, find the volume of a sphere with a diameter of 20. So this will be my radius is 10. So I will multiply 4/3 times pi times 10 cubed. Okay, let's take a look at that. So I have 4/3 times pi times 10 cubed. Round it to the 10th place, and you will get 4,188.8 cubic centimeters. Okay, and I believe that concludes, that concludes our lesson, and it concludes chapter 9.